Hello, you guys. Okay, I know I seem a little hyper right now, and it's okay because I'm excited about what it is that we're going to chat about today. So, a couple little backstories just to preface what we're talking about today. So, I was at Summit and like Florida last week, 2 weeks, a week and a half ago. And a couple of girls were like, girl, postpartum looks good on you. You look so good. And I was like, like basking in all the compliments, like, thank you so much. Right. And I was like kind of taken aback by myself, like at my own reaction. Cause sometimes, like, how many times do people give you compliments and you're like, oh, thank you, but like, oh my gosh, I still have like, look, right? I still got cellulite, I got stress, like, right? And like your immediate knee-jerk reaction is just to like, thank you, but, right? And to fill it all in with like all the reasons why, right? Like I still have so much room for improvement. And instead, I was totally like, like, thank you. Yeah, I know it, right? Like I look so dang good. And I've just been thinking a lot about like, why this time? Because I felt that with my first. I didn't feel it with my second. There was a lot of like around after my postpartum journey with my second. And I'll get to that in a second. And then with my third, it's been again like, oh yeah, like I'm awesome, right? And I know I've shared it before, but I know I've shared like I was 2 weeks postpartum, looking in the mirror, and like, seriously, girlfriend, you look so dang good. Did you literally just give birth like 2 weeks ago to your third baby? And just like, I still had like 35 plus pounds above my normal. Okay. Like around above my healthy, what I feel good in. And I still was able to look in the mirror and just like be so proud of myself. Right. So then fast forward. Okay. And I got to be a part of a postnatal test group. And I have like a 2-second call to fame in the postnatal bar blend, like info video. You can see Bryn's face. And I'm like, why was I wearing that? And why did I do my hair like that? Like, I didn't realize they were going to put that in a video because that looked terrible, but it's fine. We're fine. Right. But I'm in a video for like 2 seconds. And that program changed my life. And that sounds very, very cheesy, but I'm going to tell you all the reasons why. Okay. So in this program, she talks all about body positivity. Okay. And it's Elise Joan is the trainer. She's the bar blend trainer. And she also got to do the postnatal class. I don't know. Why am I struggling for words? The postnatal program. Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. She is not a mom. Okay. She wants to be desperately, but she's not. And so she almost reveres moms. And it's literally like she treats you as if you are like, it's a sacred, beautiful calling to be a mom. And she speaks to you that way. And so it's like giving me the chills just thinking about it. Okay. So here I am. I'm like 4 weeks postpartum. Okay. And there's moments where I'm like, girl, you look so good. And there's moments where I'm like, holy crap, I got a long way to go. Right. And then I just hang out with this trainer for 30 minutes a day. And the whole 30 minutes, she is constantly bombarding me with, you are an amazing mom just because you love your kids. Are you kidding me? Like, look at what your beautiful body just did for you. You created a life. You are amazing, mama. Right. And she literally just like 30 minutes every day of, I'm amazing. I love my kids. My body is incredible. Look what I just did. Right. And it started out like, of course, like, yeah, whatever. Just be quiet. Right. And then it like slowly like, yeah, you're right. I'm awesome. Right. And for those of you who know me, I started a podcast called Grace Mama Grace. And one of the lines in my intro is, you are a beautiful and amazing mother just because you love your kids. Okay. That might be my extra, if that's even a word. It's somewhere in there. And that comes from her. Okay. That came from her, and her telling me that every single day was just exactly what my mama heart needed to hear. that I am an amazing mom just because I love my kids. Did I yell at them today? Yeah. Is the house a mess? Yeah. Did I give them an unhealthy food when I could have made a better choice? Yeah. Right. But I love them so hard. And the fact that I love them and that I'm trying means that I'm an amazing mom. Right. So her constantly just giving me all this amazing positive feedback about the kind of mother I am was just so affirming. Okay. And if you're sitting here thinking like, okay, cool, Bryn, like, thanks for sharing your postpartum journey with us, but I'm not postpartum. Yeah, you are. Even if your youngest is 22 years old or 30 or even 40, you are still postpartum, because guess what? You had a child, and guess what? Your body changed and your mind changed and your heart changed the second you became a mother. Did it not? Because if you're like this unicorn human who gave birth and your body didn't change at all, I need to talk to you, because I don't know where you came from, and you might be from Mars, and I want to meet you in person. Okay. But you are still postnatal. You are still postpartum. Doesn't matter how old or how young your youngest baby is. Okay. So I was doing a podcast interview today with a mama who she specializes in pelvic health, for lack of a better word. Okay. She's a personal trainer, and she focuses on strength training and all these amazing things for women's health. And she has a special emphasis on the pelvic floor. And she was, essentially she teaches women how to not pee their pants so that they can go to the trampoline park with their children and play, so that they can cough and sneeze in public without wetting themselves, so that they can go up the stairs or dance around and not wet themselves, right? She wants to provide these beautiful, fabulous, fantastic memories with your kids, and recognize and realize, is it common for you to have incontinence problems peeing yourself after you gave birth? Yes, absolutely. It is very common. Is it normal? No, it is not normal. It means that there is a dysfunction in your core, and that it can be healed with intentionality. You want to watch Mirror again? Yeah. Okay, go ask Colin to help you turn it on, and if he can't, I'll come help you. Okay, will you close the door so I don't wake the belly, please? Please close the door. Okay, so just for some context, common but not normal, right? Is it common for, your newborn to definitely make it so life is really hard to sleep? Of course, yes. And okay, all the way up to 1. Are you getting a little less sleep because you have a baby? Yes, absolutely. Is that common? Yeah. Is it normal? AKA, are there tools and resources and sleep trainers out there who can help you if you want the help? Yes, absolutely. All right, pause. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. So there's help out there if you want to fix it. Okay, if you want to fix it, that's the key word. So we were chatting all about different resources and things that you can do, and I was like, this is ringing a bell. This is totally ringing a bell. This is what Elise had me do when I was in the postnatal test group, but I just stopped after those 11 weeks of being in the test group and didn't continue to do it. And this girl that I was speaking with on my podcast today talked about no, my baby is 10, my youngest is 10, and I still do these exercises every single day to keep my core strong. And it totally was oh, duh, I know this, right? Just like any exercise, right? You get super buff because you just finished lift 4 and you're like, yeah, I can bench press 30 pounds or whatever. But then if you stop and you do a different program and all of a sudden you're doing Let's Get Up, which is an amazing program, but it's a totally different focus. And now you're dancing around and being all fabulous, but your muscles change and they get a little different or a little weaker, and your cardiovascular health is very, very strong now. And your endurance is getting better, but can you still bench 30? Even though I haven't done that in like 6 months? Maybe not, because it got a little weak, right? So it's the same exact concept, right? And if you're wanting to increase your pelvic floor health and your core health, then it's a compound effect, right? It's every single day. It's easy to do. It's also easy not to do. And if you do it, you'll get stronger. If you don't, you'll get weaker. Surprise, just like everything in life, right? So I was like, okay, this amazing human right here, she pays, like, people have to pay for her courses to learn the resources, get the exercises, get the tools, get the accountability. And I was like, my coaches and customers already have this. And I don't even know that. I think I've done them a disservice because, oh crap, can you still hear me? My dad just called. You can still hear me because okay, my audio just went away. I can't see myself. I don't even know how to stop this recording. Hopefully this will work. It's fine. But I have done my coaches and customers a disservice and not talking about how amazing the postnatal bar thing is. Okay. So y'all need to try it. And like I said already, even if your baby is 20, y'all need to try it. Okay. Because in it, and the girl that I had on my podcast today, her name is Miraya. She's Dutch and she's fabulous. Okay. So she talked about core canister breathing and 360-degree breathing, which, like I said, it sounds familiar because Elise had me do that. And she just like teaches you a very specific way to like breathe into your back and breathe into your entire core, not just belly breathing, not just chest breathing, but breathe into your back, because when your pelvic floor is weak, it's actually really a sign that like your glutes aren't very strong. Your lower back isn't very strong because your core is actually from your shoulders to your knees, not just your hips to your bra line, right? Like your core is made up of all the muscles from your shoulders to your knees. And she talked about if you have that really weak pelvis and that pelvic floor, okay, then you might need to look into strengthening your back, strengthening your core, and all these amazing tips, tricks, resources. That podcast comes out on Monday if you want to listen more from Miraya. But I was like, y'all, my people already have this stuff. And I don't even know that they know what they have. And this gold mine that they're sitting on, because Bryn hasn't opened her mouth and talked about how amazing the postnatal bar blend program is. Okay. So here you go. Here is the plug for it. And if you go to the postnatal bar blend resources, she literally recorded at COVID life. Hello. Thank you. 10-minute enhancements. I literally think there's like 30 different 10-minute workouts from Elise that are all in there that are hardcore in 10 minutes. Okay. And they're just in her living room. It's like pretty low key, whatever. But I'm like, girlfriend, you could have created your own program, a whole nother program that was just like 10-minute bar blend. It could have been called, with all of the resources she provided in there. Okay. So go, check it out. And there's a whole bunch of like breathing ones like that I was just talking about, that she walks you through all the breathing exercises and all the things. Okay. And with that said, the amazing part about this postnatal journey for myself is that, one, like I said, my self-talk started to change. Like that voice of like, yeah, I am an amazing mom because I love my kids. Yeah, my body is amazing because I have given birth to 3 children and lost 45 pounds or more 3 times. Wow. Like I'm a rock star, right? And seeing that instead of seeing, oh, but my belly button's weird. Oh, but my skin is stretchy. Oh, but I have cellulite on my legs. Oh, but my legs are too thick. Oh, but my calves are too small. Oh, but my arms are too chubby. Oh, but blah, 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 that I used to think all about, right? And are those voices still there sometimes? Yeah, of course. Sometimes I look at other people and I'm like, I wish I had her calves. My calves are so tiny, right? It's so I'm not like a human from Mars now, but the louder voice in my head is definitely the Elise voice in my head. And then the Bryn voice is still there sometimes, right? But the Elise voice is getting really loud and I'm so here for it. Okay. So, and the cool part is that as I heard it said from my girl Aubrey, and I'm like, ooh, she needs to be like tagged for that. Like that needs to be a quote that like goes viral because like, oh my gosh, yes, you cannot hate yourself into a version you think you will love. And I may have just botched it, but that was essentially what she said. Okay. You cannot hate yourself into a version that you think you will love. It is impossible. Right. And I think because I loved myself the whole time, and that was the louder voice, guess what started to change? I lost 54 pounds. That's a lot. That's a lot. Right. And I'm like, yeah, I look good. Right. So the aesthetic side of things came along with it, but not because I hated myself first. I loved myself the entire way. And then guess what? The aesthetic side, the like whatever we're working towards, the goal weight, the pant size, the whatever, it just happened because I loved myself into that version. I exercised and ate healthy because I loved myself, not because I hated myself. Does that make sense? Like, I know that sounds so cliche, but like Brad Bizjack always says, pay attention to the cliches because those things are going to be the things that change your life, right? It sounds so cliche because I say it all the time, but don't exercise and eat healthy because you hate your body. Exercise and eat healthy because you love it. You love it. Okay. So that's really all I had for you today, but I just wanted to share my experience with the Postnatal Barb Blend program, why I love it, why I think you will love it, and that really, truly, it doesn't matter how old your baby is. I really think that you will gain something from experiencing that program. And the way it was created, it's not meant to be like this is the program that I'm following. I'm printing out a workout calendar. This is all I'm doing for the next 13 weeks. Like that's not the way it was created. There's only 2 postnatal workouts. There's 2. Okay. And then there's all those 10-minute enhancements, like I said, but there's literally 2 postnatal workouts. Okay. So it's just meant to be done in however you want to do it. And they're very simple and they're not glamorous exercises. They're really not. And you'll look at it and be like, really? Like, I think I maybe burned 100 calories in the last half hour. Awesome. Right? It doesn't look glamorous and you're not going to get that huge shot of dopamine of like, yeah, I could eat 7 pieces of pizza now because of how many calories I burned. Like that's not what's going to happen for you. But you will be strengthening those muscles that will make it so you don't pee your pants when you go jump on the trampoline with your children. And you will be strengthening those muscles that make it so you can cough and sneeze in public without wetting yourself. And you will be strengthening those muscles of self-love because you'll hear Elise for at least 30 minutes telling you how amazing you are. Okay. So I really, really want to challenge and invite every single one of you to go try at least one of those workouts soon in the next week or 2. Try the core canister breathing, try the 360-degree breathing, try the breathing exercises so that you can incorporate it into your daily life. And Miraya on my podcast, she talked about how like anytime I'm feeling just stressed or anxiety, or maybe I'm about to be done with my work and I want to like enter into my home with a calm and peaceful state, I do the 360-degree breathing just for like a minute. And then I go on with my day. And she talked about like, even when I'm tired, sometimes I do that. And I was like, that is genius. And I like totally forgot about that, right? That we don't always need caffeine to give us more energy. We don't always need a nap to give us more energy. Sometimes we just need to breathe. Sometimes our cells just need breath. right? And if you just intentionally give yourself permission to breathe effectively, and she had me do it with her. And I literally, I'm like, like I said at the beginning, like I feel all sorts of hyper today. And I like didn't need to lay down for once. With my kids do quiet time. And a lot of times I like lay down and just rest for a minute. And I wanted to clean my kitchen. Like that's not normal for me. I normally need to lay down. Right. And I think it's also a combination of like, I haven't had to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do 75 hard. I've been sleeping until 5 and it's been bliss. So I also think that's part of it. But I think doing those breathing exercises with her was just so great and really helped me to just feel that amazing energy that comes from it. So just a little plug for the amazing resources we already have on Beachbody On Demand and how you can find those and how you can access them and how you can make the most of it too. So my friends, my dad called and I don't know how to get myself back on the screen because I can see you guys, but I can't see me. So I'm going to close my computer. If you're on the recording, I don't even know if this is going to record. It's fine. So I'm going to close my computer. In my past experience, when I close it, it kicks me out and it stops the recording, but you guys stay. So hopefully I'll be right back. You guys can chat amongst yourself for a second and hopefully the recording will save. So if you're on the recording, mwah, I love you. Bye.